What's next? So how what's next for the film? How might people see it, experience it?
Well, we're working on seeing if we can get it on public television, which is a little complicated, but I'm learning very quickly on clearing rights and negotiating that kind of stuff. And ideally, I would like to see it on public television. I'd like people to be able to purchase it, so they could have their own copies, and I could send them out to whoever wants them. We've been getting requests, but unfortunately, I don't have the ability to I guess sell copies yet. So I'm hoping that that's possible. But really, what I really want is people to be able to see it, if they want to see it.
Right.
And I'm working on different ways to get it out, including, sending it out to festivals and different contests and talking to distributors and agents and kind of using the film to learn more about the industry and to see if I can, find a way for more people to learn about David's story, which, honest to God, is the most important, part of making a film like this is you make it because you want to share, these things you learned with other people, hopefully in a very entertaining fashion. And I think the film has a lot of funny, comical moments in it because he's a quirky, funny guy. And he's a man dressed as a mailman, which is, it's a pretty fun thing to see on screen, the way people react to him. Some are very emotional and they see a piece of their childhood standing in front of them, and some don't really know who he is. But at the end of the day, he's influenced and affected a lot of lives in a small way, but in a very positive way.
Right. I can't believe that people don't know who he is. That's
well, some
amazing.
People are like, I kind of remember him. But generally, the people that show up, they're the ones that really know who he is. Like at the premiere, a gentleman showed up with I think he had an LP and he had a sign that he had since the 70s, and it was a sign, advertising David's appearance somewhere 30 years ago. And there's characters out there. I myself, I'm a character, but there's people out there that have a passion for something very specific, and there's a lot of neighborhood fans.
Right.
And then outside of that, there's young kids who I met, a lot of them who grow up on the show now on the reruns.
Right.
And one of the questions that gets asked in the film is, since there aren't new episodes, where is the future home for the show going to be? Is it going to be on, DVD or Comcast On Demand or, iTunes, or, how are they going to distribute this show? So I'm having enough, trouble trying to distribute my film. They're presented with the huge challenge of finding, the best place for the neighborhood in the 21st century. I certainly hope that it's available for future audiences, for my kids to grow up on.
Well, yeah, my wife and I have made the vow that we are raising our kids on Mr. Rogers. So, yeah. Whether that's DVD or now, SpeedyDeliveryMovie.com is the website, correct?
That's correct.
And
we're
people
also on MySpace.
Okay.
It's, just myspace.com/SpeedyDeliveryMovie. You can search it and probably find it pretty easily.
And that is where people should go, either of those places, SpeedyDeliveryMovie.com or myspace.com/SpeedyDeliveryMovie, to follow updates about when they can see this film. And again, I've heard wonderful things about it, so I am very excited. And one of the reasons we obviously wanted to feature you is so that more and more people can hear about this and follow the site. Can you talk, because obviously this is a technology geeky type podcast, can you tell us what was the equipment that you used? What type of camera did you use to film this?
I had the privilege of using a Panasonic DVX-100B, which is a camera that shoots digital in 24p. So it mimics that kind of film style of photography, and it's simple. We chose not to shoot in HD, based kind of philosophically on the way the neighborhood was created, which is a very, like they had a substantial budget, but compared to a lot of stuff today, it's low budget. Mm-hmm. And we shot the film in full frame, and we shot it in 24p on a digital camera, a pretty simple one, but great. We got a great picture out of it. Mm-hmm. And we wanted to keep something that was simple to kind of honor the the simple yet really powerful style of the neighborhood, where the set looks like a set, and the colors on the drapes are kind of 1970s, and it has a very like a humble, comfortable kind of being at your grandparents' house type feel. And we, didn't want to make something that looked like Lawrence of Arabia or, like a Discovery Channel, coral reefs type documentary. It's something that's very kind of, it's everyday life, and it's something that, I guess the extraordinary part of the film is in the content, and we didn't want the format to try and be making up for that. We wanted to let David and the story kind of speak for itself.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't expect a dark expose on the deep underworlds of Mr. McFeely here.
No, yeah, I got to be honest. If I tried to make something like that, I couldn't. There's no, I really didn't find out anything. And I asked questions, and I wanted to know about Fred Rogers and what he was like, and you hear all sorts of types of funny pop cultural rumors that he was in the Navy SEALs, and things like that aren't true.
Right.
And I think a lot of people make that stuff up and look for those things because, Fred Rogers, for lack of a better description, was a pretty, no one's perfect, but he was a pretty extraordinary human being.
Right.
One of the most extraordinary human beings, of the last century. Influenced, millions of people positively, and just did so much to kind of raise the bar for children's television, which he kind of pioneered in a way. And everything positive that you hear about the man and about the company seems to be true. This is a group of people that were, so dedicated and so passionate, for all the right reasons. So no expose. It's I don't think anyone else can make one. I mean, no one's perfect, but this is a really great group of people, and I wanted to show them for what I saw, which was exactly that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks so much, Paul. And again, everyone, SpeedyDeliveryMovie.com, MySpace.com/SpeedyDeliveryMovie. Follow this, find out when it's coming out, and we look forward to seeing it and hope you find a distributor for this soon.
Wonderful. My absolute pleasure.